In today's video, we're going to talk about those no to low tip orders. We're going to try to understand what a customer might be thinking, how to even recognize these no tip orders, and what we should do about it, and a few little things along the way. Just as there's some really good tipping customers that really appreciate people preparing their food or getting their food, driving the food to them, you also have people or customers on the very flip side of that same spectrum. And sometimes those same people that don't tip are the ones that also feel the most entitled. How does that go together, right? Sometimes, especially like if I'm on a shop and deliver order, there might not even be much on it, but yet they're almost micromanaging. Oh, get this, get that, don't get this. Oh, can you check on this? Whoa, Nelly, let's slow down. There has been a time when things just got a little too much and I just had to unassign from the order. Because I know if there is the littlest thing wrong, I was going to see that 1-star rating. And plus, if the money wasn't worth it anyways, oh well, there's going to be a better one out there for me. And you also got customers that just don't know or just don't understand really how it all works. And they just think that drivers are getting taken care of hourly. And there's going to be some that just thinks all their DoorDash fees goes to the driver. Even though that is not true, because all us dashers out there all know the struggle, how it is with receiving that base pay of $2. And if enough drivers keeps on declining the order, they might raise it up a quarter or two here and there, and they might boost it up to maybe $3, but it's still not worth it because we are factoring in our gas, our time. Because if you just think about it, if you're that type of person that just takes every order and you get a $2, and let's just say you hit big money, hit $3 in 1 hour, and you only get 2 deliveries an hour, you only made $5 in an hour. That's not even near minimum wage. But even if you did like 3 in an hour, and they're all like, just say $3, all $3 each, and it's $9. That ain't nothing either, hardly, and not worth it. But even here recently, when I've gotten some comments from customers, I am so glad there has been some really nice and genuine customers that's actually replied to some of my videos, and you can tell that they actually have an understanding and care for drivers. Not all of them, but I have seen a few, and I have seen a few that's been the opposite. But anywho, God bless them. Even though we know customers can be tip fatigued and tired of getting tip, and feed for all this and all that. Very understand, because there's times when I feel that way myself, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But yet I don't have my food DoorDash to me. I usually just go get it because it's a lot cheaper for me. Because what's so crazy is when I think about when I did that little McDonald's challenge and I was able to get free nuggets and I couldn't even go get them and it had to be delivered to me. It was charging me over $3.50 in fees. Then the app was already prompting me to give a $2 tip. And the nuggets are supposed to be free. And it was $5.50 and change for that whole thing. But the nuggets would have cost me maybe $6, $7. So you know what I did? I didn't get the nuggets. Oh, but I called DoorDash though, because it did not make no sense at all. I was supposed to get free nuggets, but at the end of it, I would have to pay $5.50. That's with me just giving a $2 tip. Then just knowing about the driver, knowing that there's a $2 tip, then you got the $2 of base pay. That's only $4 traveling 2.5 miles. Somebody would take it, I'm sure. But you know what? This is why we see $4 tip, $4 orders and $5 orders. Because it's usually just this one little video thing of nuggets or fries or just a little bit of this and that, going just a few miles. And the cycle keeps on starting all over, somebody else and somebody else. Then I keep on seeing stuff like restaurants advertising free delivery, and sometimes they might send it on through DoorDash. And there's sometimes no tip on that as well, or just a small tip. Then I think about some of those sweet little old grandmas out there and the ones I actually delivered to, and they might have a little $1 tip or a $2 tip. Sometimes I don't feel that bad. I'm like, Grandma, I understand, but you are DoorDashing it. But God bless you anyhow. And here's the other thing. What if you actually meet the customer and you know that there's no tip or a low tip? What is your reaction going to be? What's your response? Are you just going to treat it like normal? Because you took the offer anyways. So no matter what, you might as well be what? Professional. On one of my last dashes yesterday, I was actually surprised. I think it was like $5.75. It was just a couple miles. I delivered actually a few pizzas. I believe if I remember right, it was 4 pizzas. And by the time I actually handed it to him, got the PIN number, I saw there wasn't a tip on it. I was like, man, this actually went through the ringer with some dashers not taking the order, but crazy me took it. But I was just thinking, man, not even a cash tip or nothing. He looked like he is well able, but no tip. And even on the same way, going to these big, nice houses, even a Porsche, because I'm thinking of one in particular, no tip. I'm glad you're able to pay for the Porsche and the gas and all the maintenance in this nice, really big house, but you don't tip your driver nothing. Dang. I guess we all know where all the money went to. That and DoorDash and the fees. Yeah. And I'm also reminded about, I've even picked up some pharmacy pickup orders for DoorDash, and it paid $10, no tip. And I wasn't even expecting a tip off of that. I'm like, it's medicine. I mean, who's gonna tip for medicine? So let's actually go back to the question we talked about in the very beginning, how to even recognize these orders with no tip. The easiest way, because we already know and understand that DoorDash has a $2 base pay, so you always have to keep that in mind. If there's even a $2 peak pay or a $1 peak pay, then you know the minimum is going to be that base pay, then your peak pay that's going to be on top of that, then you should automatically know that if there's a tip on the rest of it or not. But let's just say if you just get an order that says $3.50, you think there's a tip, you know what? I'm probably already going to automatically think that there is no tip. There's just been a lot of dashers just haven't accepted the order because it's just too low to take. I mean, how low can you go? How low can you go? Don't go that low. But what if you get like a stacked order or something and it's like you get an extra $3.50 or $4 just going a short distance? Do you still take it? I'll take it if it still makes sense. If it's the same restaurant or the restaurant really close by and I see that both houses are pretty close, I mean, shoot, if I'm getting paid $8 for the first one, I'm getting another $4. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the $12. That could actually turn my hour around, actually. But then you got negative Nancy.
You're thinking, well, what if that order is not ready? What if that one doesn't? Or what if that order takes longer and it's just $4?
And of course, you could unassign, but you can also ask the people at the restaurant, how long is the wait? Then you got to figure out, is it worth it or not? But what do we do as a dasher? What can we do about it? Hit that decline button. Hit that decline button. Say it with me now. Hit that decline button. Decline, decline, decline. It's okay to decline offers. It's okay. You're not going to be deactivated. And if you hit decline more than 10 times or so, yeah, they might pause your dash, but that's all they're going to do. All you got to do is get right back on that horse and keep on a rolling and a going. Because we have to remember we're working to support ourselves and make profit. And we're using our own vehicles and our own time. And as I've seen in this most recent poll that I put out, a lot of us are doing this full time. So we really have to be smart and think about our money, because if we don't, we could be just looking at ourselves and just spinning our wheels and not getting anywhere. And we don't want that. And I don't want that for you, which is why I'm making this video, to make sure people know what orders to take and not to take, because you don't want to take those upside down orders like a $3 for 6 miles, $4 for 8 miles. Even like the $1 per mile can be really strenuous and tough to take, but those are going to be just on certain occasions. Of course, your key goal can be $1.75 to $2 plus per mile. You can even go down to $1.50 per mile. Everything else, you're really gonna have to gauge it. There's gonna be situations and times where $1.25, $1.30-ish, especially if it's slow. Remember, you gotta keep that momentum. Keep stacking orders. Because if you just sit there and not take any orders, and you just wait for the glorious ones, those glorious ones may never come. And you're just gonna be sitting there for the day, wasting the day. Where you still could have did 3 or 4 offers within an hour and made $20+ in that hour. How do I know? I've done it. And I even done it recently on a ride-along video where I made 4 deliveries and made $22 in that first hour. But granted, the rest of that day was trash. It was terrible. But yeah, I kept on striving, I kept on going and didn't give up. And that's what we're going to have to do as we continue as gig workers. Encourage ourselves, pick ourselves up, and keep on moving. Hope you received value out of this video. So if you would, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, consider channel membership, and see me in the next video.